Hey everybody, Shara here, coming to talk to you a little bit about fitness and what that looks like right now in this new world, in this new time. If you've been doing or watched the other MyViva webinars, you are deep into this, trying to navigate the mental, emotional, and physical stress that is upon us right now. I want to say that life is not normal right now. So whatever we are doing right now, it's pure survival, and that is okay. So right now, I'm sure a lot of you are dealing with a lot of lack of motivation when it comes to fitness. Getting your workouts in proves to be a little bit harder than it did in the past, and that is okay because we're dealing with a whole bunch of other stuff. Loss of jobs, kids at home, even just going grocery shopping these days can be extremely stressful. So a lot of us are feeling, and this is myself included, full disclosure, my motivation to exercise is really low because I'm mentally and emotionally exhausted from navigating everything else. So what does that mean? Does it mean that you stop moving? Does it mean that exercise is just on the shelf right now because you have so much other things to deal with? No. It means that you have to find what works for you right now. And if that is 3 times a week, 1 day a week, that is fine. But I will stress that fitness right now is not about physical health. Physical health benefits will always be there. What exercise is about right now is mental health. We all know how much better we feel after we work out or just move. And I'll talk a little bit about the difference between movement and exercise. But exercise right now should be, I wouldn't say a priority because you have a lot of other priorities that you're trying to deal with right now. It should be important because it helps your mental health. It helps you manage and cope with the stress that you're dealing with in this new normal life. So if you wanted to think about exercise, I would check it off on your list right now as a feel-good thing. We all know how good we feel after we move. We feel, it's like exercise right now is a breath of fresh air. So afterwards, you feel revitalized, you feel better, you feel clearer, you feel less stressed. So that is where exercise and movement in general can come in and really help you through these times. So many of you may have been following the MyViva workouts online and nothing has changed for you, meaning you already have the equipment and everything. But for a lot of you, if it means a new normal and workouts at home, and a lot of your fitness goals have to be shelved for now because of lack of equipment or space or whatever obstacles are in your way. You have to figure out your new goals now, your fitness goals, and they may be on the shelf for now, and that is okay, because one of the things that I saw a lot of people when this pandemic hit go through was fear and anxiety and stress. Oh my gosh, I can't get to the gym, I can't do my usual workouts, I can't do this. And we were all stressing out so much about exercise when really it doesn't have to be stressful, and we just need to keep it simple. So if you've been following the MyViva workouts, maybe they haven't changed for you. Maybe that you're finding them easier to stick to now. Maybe not. But right now, if anything, when we talk about fitness, is to keep it simple. And simple can go to a walk. Simple can go to 15 minutes of some type of movement in your house. Now this is where I'm going to go into talking about physical activity versus exercise. So exercise is what we consider your workouts. It's structured and it's towards a specific goal like strength or endurance, or to maintain some type of physical health. Now physical activity is walking, recreational sports, gardening, house cleaning, all those types of things that get you moving throughout the day. Now, right now, we know this for sure, that everybody's physical activity has gone down significantly because we are stuck at home and not able to do the activities that we once were doing before. So some of you may be getting your workouts in, but not having the physical activity you had before, or vice versa. You may be more physically active at home because your kids are home and you're not getting your exercise. So what do you do more of, or what do you do less of? there is no one answer for this. You have to do what feels good for you at the moment because we are in survival mode. So yes, I would say to keep it simple, add more physical activity. But what does that look like? Well, we still have to socially distance or physical distance. So when you get outside, stay away from everybody, of course. Follow the mandate of the public health officials. But it could mean going for walks, going for a bike ride, playing a game outside with your kids, gardening. When we do go on that grocery shop, park really far away from everybody. And yes, go down every single aisle because you have to because of the arrows. All these little things, home improvement, the clean out the basement, clean out that room you've been wanting to do. Anything that gets you moving and not sitting. So yes, we've been sitting a lot more, and that is apparent. But getting up and just moving for even 10 minutes has huge effects on your mental health. So, and we also find that, listen, if you're gonna make yourself a deal and say, I'm gonna move for 10 minutes, you'll tend to wanna do more because you already feel better within that 10 minutes. So, finding some physical activity, away from everybody else might be your go-to right now. Structured exercise might not be for you right now, and that is okay. It might just mean moving, walking, playing with a dog, taking the kids for a game outside. All of that is all extremely good for you. Now, if you're moving more towards exercise and you're stuck at home and you don't have a lot of equipment, I would say for your workouts, keep them simple. They do not have to be complicated because right now everybody's goals have changed. You have to come to terms with the fact that it might just be about maintaining right now, and that is okay. And maintaining your health and just saying, like putting everything on pause and saying, this is how my fitness is going to go for now. And that is okay. So squats, push-ups, a lot of core work. In the MyViva workouts, you get a whole body workout in there, and that's really good and simple, and body weight is effective, and that is just as good. Or if you want to create a workout on your own, you can check out the MyViva library, the resources there. We have written some great resources for you to learn how to write your own program with the equipment that you have accessible to you. There's also some mobility stuff in there. We need to keep our posture better because we're sitting more, because this can lead to lower back issues because we're sitting more and our hips become tighter, and then upper neck issues and posture because we're sitting at desks more or we're sitting on the couch more. So exercise doesn't have to be so very structured. If it's as simple as finding the exercises that you love and put them in a program and go with it, because that's how it's going to be right now. I know with the lack of motivation, it becomes really hard to even commit to a workout sometimes. Guess what? You're not alone. So I would say, I would make yourself a deal to set a timer for 10 minutes. And in those 10 minutes, start your warm up, just start moving around, see how you feel. If in that 10 minutes, or when the 10 minutes is up, if you are not feeling your workout and you just don't want to do it, hey, you got in 10 minutes of movement, and that is okay. So I guess during this time when it comes to fitness, I would just ask, and I'd say to everyone to be a little kinder to yourself. Goals are not going to be achieved right now when it comes to exercise that requires more equipment, and then the simple fact that life is different right now. It is not what it was, and we have to adapt to it, and that might mean fitness goes on the back burner. So if you have to put fitness on the back burner, which I hope you don't, because I want you to understand how important it is to get through this for mental health, I would hope that you would just try to move every day. And if that means a walk, that's a win. For me, that's a win. Personally, I've been finding my walks meditative and important because they help me deal with my stress. So I can tell on a day that I didn't go for a walk where my stress levels are at. So I think that's really, really important. And then just keeping active. Man, I'm sure there is a ton of things around your house that you could really attend to that you said you didn't have time for in the past, like home improvement, cleaning out the basement, gardening, yard work, you know, all of that stuff. So that is a great, you know, way to get active and just get moving. And if you don't have a house, then fix some stuff up, get into some crafts, or do something around your house or your condo or your apartment that just simply gets you moving. There's a ton of free resources out there right now for us to tune into to get us moving and exercising. My first thing would be for that is to, of course, beware. Beware of who you're getting the information from. While I do say that all movement is good movement, you just have to be careful with what you're being told. So just buyer beware out there, because there's a lot of free information on the internet right now. But I would also tune you back to the resources of My Viva. Tons of great resources there for you to learn how to do proper exercise. Great cardio workouts on there. Learn how to program your own workout in terms of getting your 5 pillars in, your push, pull, hinge, lunge, squat, and carry. All very important. If you can get those all in one workout, you're doing perfect. And then, of course, how to do those 5 pillars perfectly. Take this time to learn how to do a perfect push-up. Take this time to learn how to fix your squat. Learn how to lunge, all those things. So head over to those resources and use them. They're there to teach you through this time. So going back to exercise and physical activity, with the nicer weather, I am seeing a lot of people getting out there and running. It's free, it's easy, why not? I am not against running. I think running is fantastic, but I will caution you to be careful if you start running and you've never ran before. Your body is not ready for the impact of what running is if you haven't been consistent in exercise. For example, you know, if you're just getting off the couch and then heading out the door to go for a run, I wouldn't recommend it, because your body's not ready for the impact. You have to remember that running is impact on the body, and it's pounding those joints. So if your joints aren't ready for that impact, you will risk injury, and we don't want you to get injured right now. So get ready to run. And that might mean having to exercise in a more structured program to get your body strong and to get your joints ready for the impact of running. And then, of course, start slow. That is all you have to do. Don't go out there and try to run 5K on your first day. Start with simple 20-second run, 1 minute walk. 20-second run, 1 minute walk. And then, of course, before you run, you definitely need a good pair of shoes, because the impact on your body is so significant. Shoes will help offset some of this impact. So again, you have to get in shape before you can run. Don't run to get in shape first. And by shape, I mean just preparing the body for the running. You know, now would be a good time if running is something you've always wanted to get into because of accessibility to other fitness means. Great. So if you've been exercising, again, give it a shot. Continue with your other fitness to keep your joints and your muscles strong so it can withhold the impact of the run. And then start slow. You know, a couple times a week. Don't try to run every day. And then gradually build up your volume and your time. That is smart programming, and that is going to prevent injury. So, and if you're not into running, that is okay too. The other thing I'd like to point out is in My Viva, there is the yoga, which is fantastic right now. That is another way to get your body moving, and you can start with as little as 15 minutes. I can't stress enough how important that kind of movement is right now, because we've been taken away from all our other fitness. So right now, I would ask everybody to be a little kinder to themselves when it comes to fitness, and understand that this is our new normal for a while, and we have to be okay with fitness changing. But we have to understand that fitness and movement are so super important right now. We are going to have bad days where motivation is low, and I get it, and I'm dealing with it myself. That is full disclosure. But I can't stress enough how important it is for mental health. So I would say sit down and write out some things that are realistic for you right now that you can get moving. And it doesn't have to be structured exercise. It can be physical activity, or it can be exercise, whatever you're motivated to do right now. So myself, to keep track of my physical activity, I use the steps thing on my phone. It is not a be all and end all, but it is a good indicator for me of how much I'm moving that day, especially because we can get caught up on, on watching Netflix or on the internet or social media, and that's where we're going down a lot of those roads. So find something that will help track your activity. It's not a be all and end all, but it is a good way to give perspective on your movement. And again, I will reiterate this. All movement is good movement. I personally don't care what you do. I just care that you do something for your body because it actually helps your mental health. So find something that you can motivate yourself to do and do it. And then once life returns to normal and things start to go a little bit back to normal, however long that may be, then you can start reevaluating your fitness goals, because that may have to happen if life doesn't get back to normal. So again, use the resources in MyViva. Try to move every day. Don't complicate it. Keep it simple. And use fitness as an escape, as a mental health positive thing to help you cope with stress right now. And then by all means, again, use the resources and reach out. Reach out to a fitness professional, myself included, if you have questions, if you're really stuck on something when it comes to fitness. So keep it simple, get moving, and take care of yourself.